Is this heaven?
No, it's a podcast. Welcome to the Field of Geeks podcast.
Hello and welcome to episode 128 of the Field of Geeks podcast. I'm Josh.
I'm David.
I'm Mitch.
I'm Megan.
Welcome back, David.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Geek guest here. Fantastic. Thanks for coming. Yeah, I got a lot of great things to talk about today. But first, congratulations are in order. Stan Lee's ex-scumbag manager has an arrest warrant out for him. So,
Thank God.
which everyone suspected that, he was a victim of elderly abuse. And turns out, yeah, he was. So, yeah, Lee distanced himself from him before he died. And, this guy, Kia Morgan, I think that's his name. I don't know. Yeah, he is not a good dude. And
Well, he looked like a shyster, and you could tell by the videos that he was making, and I don't know if he was actually holding the phone as assistant or whatever, but it seemed like it was all very pre-planned and staged and made hastily just to dispel any rumors. But, elderly abuse is more common than you think.
yeah,
And it's a very unfortunate thing because, we live our lives being protective of everybody and think that, somebody will look out for us in the very end.
yeah, it just reminds you everyone's a victim, can be
Right.
a victim of it, even the great
Even the
Stan
rich,
Lee.
yeah.
And it's really sad. It's basically after all this happened after his wife passed away, I think.
Yeah.
All this financial trouble started happening because this guy, he used his accounts and he was actually arrested last June. I think it was charges of false police report. So, and then after that, Lee had the restraining order. And of course, Lee, passed away eventually. Now he's got 5 counts of elderly abuse charges, including forgery and false imprisonment. So, yeah.
That's sad.
Yeah, there's a picture of him out there, and he looks like a smug asshole. It's like, oof, this guy. Didn't you drive Stan Lee one time?
I did, yeah.
Was this guy there?
No. This was after all that came out. So,
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, he had his staff there from WizardCon.
Good. Just
and
wondering
they were-
if you had an encounter with this guy or
No.
could sense that this guy wasn't the best guy to have around.
No, if anything, it was really weird because Stan Lee was like uber quiet.
Yeah.
And, he said hello to people and fans and stuff, but other than that, he was
He's
just
probably
kinda-
working himself to death because
Oh, yeah.
his finances were in jeopardy because this guy just bought things. I think he bought a condo or something with his money. This is crazy. There's all these rumors.
Well, I just hope that I'm glad that he didn't do something with all the rights to the comics and all that stuff and go deeper. So
I don't even think he could. I think that's all been sold away. So, yeah. They basically have Lee cameo as a courtesy, I think.
Yeah.
For, the most part.
I think it would be more of a putting him in the movies is more of a tip about your hat to him.
Thank
If
you,
it wasn't
yeah.
for him,
Mm-hmm.
none of this would be here. So
Right. It's true.
we would not be enjoying these movies, would not enjoying the comics.
Quickly recapping, how did you guys all like Endgame? Because I know Megan and Mitch, you weren't able to come on with us, but David, you just saw it, so.
Yep. I love it. I haven't cried that much during a movie in a long time.
Yeah.
But my only complaint was the Hulk. I was really hoping that he would actually emerge towards the end and get his vengeance for getting his ass handed to him. And even if he didn't beat Thanos, just clobber the crap out of him and they get overwhelmed by the other monsters. It also bothered me the fact that his hand was the way it is. Several weeks later during the funeral, and I've read that it'll never heal, and it's like, no,
It'll heal.
the Hulk has got a healing factor standard compared to Wolverine. So it is. I mean, it is what it is. I did enjoy it though.
We're not done with Hulk. We'll see more of him.
I hope
sure.
not. I really hope that we get to see more of him.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, and just remember, this is an interpretation of the writers and producers that produced this movie.
Yeah.
Now,
Right.
remember, we had X-Men, and then Bryan Singer came back and rewrote basically all that had happened from 3. So, I think there can be some liberties taken there. And just like the comics, nobody ever dies. They all come back.
Yeah, there's always a way
Actually,
to...
yeah.
The Far From Home trailer, the one they released after Endgame, they talk multiple universes now, so that's probably where they're going next. So we could possibly see Tony Stark come back, but not permanently, probably just a tease of what it's like in another universe. Maybe he's not even Iron Man. He's somebody else. You know, a lot of possibilities there. But Megan, did you like Endgame?
I did. Overall, I enjoyed it. I thought that it was slow at parts.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Some people complain about that. I enjoyed it.
I had heard that from, and I kind of put feelers out there just because I didn't want to be the first person to say it. Mm-hmm. But there were other people that are huge comic fans that also thought that maybe it was slow. I made the mistake of reading spoilers, so I kind of knew who was gonna die.
Watch this part, everybody.
I did not know that. Why can't I think of her character's name right now?
Black Widow.
Thank you. I did not know that was gonna happen.
Yeah.
That was a shocker for me.
Yeah, that was the one.
Yeah, and that one was actually sad for me. Because of the relationship that those two have. So yeah, that one was difficult to watch for sure.
Well, and the writers have stated that the Infinity Gems are very powerful, and that since she's got a movie coming out, I mean, I'm sure it'll be a prequel about her life. However, just because the Hulk says he couldn't bring her back, doesn't mean that she wasn't brought back.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, you don't really get a receipt about who got brought back. It's just kind of like whatever the universe decides.
Yeah, she had a very hard life, being raised the way she, trained and everything else. So it's quite possible maybe she's returned and now she gets to start over and do something else. Mm-hmm. And maybe in the movie we'll see that at the end she kind of reappears and realizes the world thinks I'm dead, so let's try something else.
Yeah.
Well, remember, this is the first time that we've really gone into the quantum realm.
Yeah.
Only Hank Pym knows about it, and so there's very little knowledge about how it works, and we don't even have the most powerful people yet in Marvel Universe. I mean, we've got this expanded universe now where basically, Spider-Man said, now that the snap occurred, we've ripped a hole into alternate universes and stuff like that. So,
yeah.
It's not to say that she can't come back. It's just maybe a different version comes back.
Well, and we're also getting Spider-Man will be end of Phase 3. And then Phase 4 is going to bring in the Eternals or the Immortals or something like that. And then we're also supposed to be, I guess, get, I've heard rumor of an Adam Warlock movie. Yeah. And Adam Warlock is literally probably the most powerful, outside of the gods, Marvel character. Like, he's one of the few people who can actually grab the Infinity Gauntlet with all gems and not be tempted to do anything with it.
Mm-hmm. Right.
To resist its power. So, I mean, so who knows what's going to come down the line.
And we do know a Black Widow movie is coming. That might actually be the first movie of Phase 4 because they're starting to film it soon. I don't think they have started filming anything else yet.
Well, it wouldn't make any sense you'd almost have to call it Phase 3. Her movie would be. But yeah, Phase 4, there's got to be something that she brings to the table that would help out Phase 4. So,
well, they want to go more cosmic. I'm sorry, cosmetic. Well, cosmic, and that too.
Marvel promises more makeup on the ladies.
Right. That's maybe
and some of the guys.
But
and I was thinking she was pretty already. But
that could lead into their next phase. Like, why they have a Black Widow movie in that phase is because something to do with that is going to, maybe at the end she comes back. Well,
and I guess Phase 4, this is what I know, or I've heard. Phase 4 is supposed to consist of a Guardians 3, or maybe as Guardians of the Galaxy.
That's going to be very interesting.
Yeah.
Are we going to figure out what happened to her? Because she was just she's just gone.
That's what people think, though, is like on that planet, her and Black Widow are just waiting to be picked up, pretty much.
Maybe.
Like, they got brought back, both of them.
Why can't I think of her name? She's green.
The Green Lady?
Yes.
But she's back.
Gamora.
Yes, thank you.
Not with her memories of Guardians.
It's before she ran with the Guardians, before she fell in love with Peter.
They're going to have to tie that up for me.
Yeah. Of course, so they didn't.
They will.
They didn't show her fade away. So, I don't know.
Maybe it would be like a remake of 50 First Dates.
Iron Man wouldn't have known about this past Gamora. So when he did the snap, he wouldn't be like, "Oh, keep her," or whatever. How that goes.
Yeah, but it's possible. I'm not sure how that works. But it's supposed to be Guardians 3, Doctor Strange, and Black Panther 2, the Immortals, Eternals, whatever they are.
Yeah.
I think Black Widow, and then Marvel's version of Bruce Lee. I never remember the guy's name. Like Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan, or not Jackie Chan.
I don't recall. I know what you're talking about, though. Yeah.
Yeah, like a Bruce Lee. I don't even remember the character's name from Mortal Kombat now.
Oh, yeah, I know who you're talking
Yeah,
about.
the martial arts master, but he's supposed to get his own movie as well, and that's supposed to be all. Those 6 movies are supposed to be Phase 4.
Okay. Interesting.
But the question is then, normally they have like a movie to tie them all together. And what's that going to be called? The new Avengers?
I think they will do Avengers again, yeah. I think...
Well, they said this is the last Avengers movie. That doesn't mean they won't do a Young Avengers.
Right.
Or what about...
They've opened it up with Endgame.
The female Avengers or whatever that
Yeah.
grouping was called.
Yeah, that's called, oh my gosh, isn't it like A Squad or something like that?
Yeah.
Because it was pretty noticeable at the end of the battle that, okay, let's get all the ladies together and take a picture.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
I will say, no, I picked up on that, but I will say second viewing, it felt more organic. Like, it didn't feel so, like, forced. The first time it did to me, but the second time, just the way the battles, I could see more of the battles going on and just where people happen to, not saying it's totally innocent of doing that, but it was a cool moment for a lot of people. So.
I saw it as them coming together and be like, all right, ladies, let's show these boys how it's done.
Yeah.
I did like it. There are some strengths in there, and now that Tony passed along, what is it? Rescue? The Rescue?
Yeah.
Suit
Yeah.
is what her name is.
I
think in the
love
comics.
Morgan Stark.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So I think there's some possibilities to shoot that off into some sort of movie or have her added in there. I think it would be, to be honest, I think it'd be a pretty interesting take on some stuff if they did an actual all-female film like that. Not just for being PC and stuff, but I think there's a good storyline there.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yeah, there's a lot of cool things they could do. But yeah, I thought it was really good, of course. And Cap America, the old one, the old Cap, that's what confuses me the most about the whole time travel thing. Like, was he always her husband? Was he...
Well,
an alternate reality?
When he went back, he split into a different timeline, is what they're basically saying. So when he returned all the stones, he created a new riff in the timeline. So he lived out an ulterior timeline. That's why when Bruce Banner basically said he skipped over our timeline, I can't get him back. And then all of a sudden he appears on that park bench because he used Hank Pym's stuff to go back to this timeline.
Time travel is
make
really
more?
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think he didn't... That's why nothing changed in the timeline that we saw in the movie. It's because he created his own timeline. So, everything's still the same. Agent, 37 or whatever, that was her stepniece or something like that. It's still around.
Yeah.
And why I think the Winter Soldier kind of knew what was going on.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm sure.
And how he was able to get the shield.
Second viewing, I picked up on that. Bucky knew.
And if you notice, the shield was different.
Yeah, like a lot
Had
of
a little
silver.
etching.
Oh, did it? Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot less silver on it too. I thought. Yeah. I'm excited for the future. Of course, we got the Disney Plus. That's going to be something to see. We could go on talking about this, of course, but we got to get into our other topics, unfortunately. But yeah, I'm glad everyone liked it. It's a big movie. It's an event, that's for sure. And every time wore me out watching it. I've only seen it twice, but I feel like I've seen it. I mean, that's 6 hours.
That's a devotion.
That is. It is. I can't wait to, get it on Blu-ray and watch it another 6 hours.
So I don't know where you can do it, but there is, you can pre-order a 4K box set starting with Iron Man and ending with Endgame. And I gotta think they're all supposed to be in order.
Oh.
Really?
But every movie. It's all in 4K. It's one giant box set.
And it's $200.
Oh, I bet it's 4K. It's gonna be
it's gonna be
free.
more probably.
It's gonna be
It'll
at
probably
least
come
free.
with an Infinity Gauntlet.
I'd be okay with $200 if it came with like a mini Infinity Gauntlet or something.
Like that.
Yeah.
But I don't know where you can pre-order it at or anything else. But yeah, my wife read about it and I was like, I started naming movies. That's 4. I didn't think 4K. So I'm sitting there naming movies.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember them all. Blu-rays run about this price when brand new. Blah blah blah. It's gonna be has to be this price. My wife goes, well, you're missing this like 4 movies, and they're all in 4K. So I'm just laying in bed recalculating everything. It's like, oh my god, it's gonna be expensive.
Yeah, but you got to think about it right now because most of the older movies like Iron Man 2, Thor, all these originals are on the $5 bin
Yeah.
at Target. So for Blu-ray, now I get it, 4K. They're trying to jump the price, but I don't think it's any special or different, unless the technology to remaster them is going to cost something. But
I mean, if it was affordable, because I own them, I own a bunch of them. I would, it'll have Ant-Man and Wasp and all that. I would, Captain Marvel. I would just buy that up, take the ones I have, and go give them away or whatever.
Sure, sell them.
Yeah,
sell them so you can afford the.
Buy it again, books.
But maybe Christmas time. That's when it'll be available, and that'll be a.
Just start working the street corner again.
Oh my gosh. What do you do this for? Your family? No, I want to get the Infinity Saga.
I have lofty goals, people.
Lofty goals!
Just one goal in life. Get the 4K Marvel Universe.
That's right.
Whatever we're going to call it.
Why'd you just snap? Because I've made enough money finally.
So, today we're going to be talking Batman, Saw Reboot, Picard, Bond 25, and of course, whatever else comes our way, good or bad. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Usual.
Yeah.
Hey, you. Yes, I'm talking to you. Thanks for listening to Field of Geeks podcast. I'd like to remind you to please check us out on all social media and most streaming and download platforms. fieldofgeeks.com. Back to the show. So the Batman, guys. This has been, of course, a long road. Everyone thinking where we could cast for this part to replace Megan's favorite Batman ever, Ben Affleck.
Joey should be here. This would be a good conversation.
I know. Well,
He didn't come because he knew this was on the docket.
Probably.
He's
He's going to get
Megan's coming,
too
and
emotional
I'm
about
not
it.
going to talk about it.
He's going to be like, oh my gosh, Michael Keaton again we got to talk about. So
I wasn't going to bring him up, but
Michael Keaton?
who's
No.
that? Just kidding.
oh yeah,
He's the guy with Batman eyes.
Batman Ice.
Well, his eyebrows.
like a
I
song.
mean, he's got like a mountaintop.
That's how I got cast probably. He's like, Mr. Mom, I see Batman in your eyes. Robert Pattinson looks like he may be the one playing the Batman. Many reports have claimed Nicholas Hoult is also in talks, but of course...
But he's the guy who played Beast, right?
Yeah, and I think he'd be good, too. Actually, Robert Pattinson, I think it's not the worst casting. He's...
I'm going to agree with you, and I'm glad that you said that, because he's not a terrible actor.
I wouldn't know. There's only one movie he was in. I don't remember what it's called off the top of my head.
Twilight?
No.
He's been...
You and I are never watching.
I don't know. I am not a fan of that series.
No, I refuse to watch Twilight
terrible.
movies. I refuse to read them because vampires don't sparkle in the light. They burst into flames and die.
But see, here's the thing. I think Robert Pattinson's a good actor. I think he saw a movie that could be a cash cow and jumped on it.
Or at least, boost his career.
Well,
and there have been a lot of actors, old and young, who have done that and are doing, really, really well.
I think he was a kid when he did it, right?
And do you remember when Leonardo DiCaprio played Jack in Titanic? And there was a lot of backlash from that.
Like really hokey. He just became this
growing
heartthrob.
pains. He was like the youngest kid on the show, and
now he's this amazing actor that's been in,
Wolf of Wall Street.
Yes.
Like one Oscar.
His first Scorsese film, Gangs of New York.
Yeah,
that's when he officially became
an
actor to me. Like no more Pretty Boy. Like this is an actor, and he's dedicated. So
what was that movie, Blood Diamonds?
Yeah, that was
another
too.
great movie.
That was good.
But I've seen one movie that what's his name's in Robertson. It was the Harry Potter one. It's the last one actually.
Yeah. No, and
that's before he was a name too.
Yeah,
that's before Twilight.
I wanted to watch Lost City of Z, but I just never did. However,
I've heard he's a good actor. He's done great work since, and I think
I'll take
you could
your
say
word
that.
for it.
And to be fair, I think Kristen Stewart's become a better actress since Twilight.
Does really well too.
And those movies are those movies. But...
I saw a preview with Robert, and the movie's called Damsel, and he's with Mia. God, I can't say her last name. Yes,
something like that.
And he plays this cowboy, and he has to have this. It's like a western, but I feel like it's a comedic western, and it's by Magnolia Films, Magnolia Production.
Okay.
So, and I saw that on the way over here, so that looks entertaining.
Yeah,
and I think he's diverse. He still has a long ways to go, but he's diverse, and I think he could take this on for sure.
Well, to be fair, this isn't as shocking as it would probably normally be. We've kind of had word about this for months now, and so I kind of had time to be like accepting of it more. Mm-hmm. I've seen some fan art and stuff. So
he's got the chin, and I think that's the main thing that we always worry about. Is
eyes.
How will he look in the cape and cowl? I think, and it's funny that it's not. Could he play Bruce Wayne? It's could he look like a Batman in the suit?
What voice will he use?
Yeah. And, I think even seeing him in Harry Potter, like, I gave him absolutely zero chance to do anything good, and I never watched any of the Twilight films because they just looked very hokey.
Mm-hmm.
And then I saw him in Harry Potter, and while he was a side role, and, you know, he hadn't even reached his potential yet, he did deliver a good performance.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was heartbroken when he died.
Right. Like,
Spoilers.
he made you feel.
Yeah.
And if you haven't seen Harry Potter by now, shame on you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I preferred the books. I haven't watched all the movies. I preferred the books. However, I liked his character in Harry Potter.
Mhm.
I felt really bad when he passed, but I haven't seen anything else he's ever been in. So
You can't really blame him for being in his 20s and
Being
in all these movies. Like, yeah, it's kind of bad for your career, but good. It's just one of those, like, you know.
And I've seen the Twilight movies, and and it's been a long time, but I mean, he wasn't terrible. I think if anything, compared to some of the other actors on that film, I think he did.
Like Kristen Stewart?
Yeah, even her, even though she does great now. I mean, even then, and maybe that was the character. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
well, all of it's probably a learning vehicle, too.
Yeah,
you
he
know?
did. And some of that was direction, too. So
Oh,
the directors,
oh, yeah.
Of course, in writing, yeah.
Yeah,
She kind of has that Michael Cera feel to her.
she does.
One acting
Style.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
no like depth.
Yeah.
It's just all kind of blank space up in the dome.
Well,
Yeah.
the
Are you
new
really
Charlie's
there?
Angels is coming your way, Mitch.
Oh,
So you'll
God.
be able to judge.
I can't wait for that one.
I saw her in a Woody,
Alan.
and even in that film,
Mm-hmm.
she still kind of had the same acting techniques.
Yeah.
Very blank.
Yeah, and I think that was the one that Kate Winslet was in, if I remember correctly.
Really?
She was really good in Panic Room. That was about it.
And
As
does
a kid.
anybody remember that? That's
Yeah, it's
forever
a
ago.
Jodie Foster movie. She
Yeah.
was like really super young. So, I mean, all you basically are directed to do is scream and look like you're worried.
I can do that. Why am I not in Hollywood?
See?
So Pattinson, he is 33 now. He's going to be the second youngest to play Batman.
You're kidding.
Yeah, Christian
Christian
Bale
Bale
was
was
31.
What?
when he
Yikes.
started playing Batman.
Huh.
You're kidding.
Yep.
Yeah, you didn't know that?
No.
Go back and watch it, and then it'll bring a whole new meaning to you for sure.
My gosh, that man is in top physical physique.
Mm-hmm.
He is...
Robert Pattinson?
No, Christian Bale.
Christian Bale. And even before that, you remember American Psycho? He must have been
Really
even
young.
younger back then.
I
Which
was thinking about that on the way
It
over.
was originally Leonardo DiCaprio.
Shut
Yeah.
up.
Mhm.
Really?
He dropped out of it. Yeah, he dropped out of it. Yeah. That would have,
Why?
yeah.
But could you imagine Leonardo DiCaprio acting style now
No.
with American Psycho? I think that would have
No.
been even better.
Really?
Oh,
I
yeah.
can't
Django.
see it.
That whole
But
scene at the
I
table where she actually
know.
cut his hand open
And he
still
continued.
did the scene. Like,
Yeah.
It's good stuff. So,
He's amazing.
yeah.
I adore him.
But then again, in Django, we now know that after every film role would end, they'd have a shot. So
Right.
you're talking multiple film rolls a day. I'm sure he was feeling pretty good by the time he cut his hand open, so it's not hard to
Didn't want to
continue.
jeopardize the work. Yeah, this is going to enter pre-production this summer, hopefully, and we'll have a release date of June 25th, 2021. Wait a little bit longer.
Do we know who's going to be the main villain yet?
We don't. No.
Wouldn't it be funny if number 2 and number 1, like Robert Pattinson became Batman, but because they couldn't figure out, they were so close, they just made the other kid like the villain in the movie.
Oh, from Twilight you're talking about? Or?
No.
No, the other actor.
The other guy that's
that
up for
they're
the role.
thinking
Oh,
about.
Nicholas
Yeah.
Hoult. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, well, hey, you're not Batman.
But-
That's kind of
You
what
will
they
You're
be
the
the
Mad
villain.
Hatter.
That's what they did with Cillian Murphy. When Cillian Murphy he tried out for
yeah.
Batman.
And Tom Hiddleston when he
And-
tried out for Thor. Have you seen that?
No, I didn't
That's
know that.
hilarious.
So I know Cillian Murphy had tried out for Batman, and he didn't get
Yep.
it. But he was like, "You're going to be Scarecrow because I like you."
Mhm.
And so, yeah,
Yeah.
that could be a thing. You're
Maybe
not
that's
far off with
I
that.
think they should do. That's the villain they should use as Scarecrow because he's a messed up individual.
Holt
Yeah, they didn't really get into that too
or
much.
Cillian Murphy?
No, the Scarecrow character
Oh, yeah.
or the Riddler, because it's stated that
We need something new.
Yeah, like
but
it's
Scarecrow is still kind of new.
Yeah.
The Penguin.
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
I would be interested to see where Scarecrow goes if they put Cillian Murphy in that role.
Or Quiltman.
Quiltman.
Catman.
Quiltman. Oh. forever
Quiltman,
missed.
the man who has a multicolored suit that can only walk on certain squares.
Okay. Wow. Well,
No,
Did you make that up?
no, he's like a legit character in the comics.
Oh, I didn't
like
know
one
that.
of the
They-
worst, yeah.
Oh no, Batman had a lot of superheroes got some really way out there. What in the hell were they thinking?
Egghead?
Yeah, villains.
Must have been high.
Well, you know, when you've
Louis the
written
Lilac. Remember him?
you can only beat up the Joker so many times in a comic book.
I mean, you got to give Batman some easy people to beat down.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
They all can't, force you to be smarter like the Riddler, or force you to do the unthinkable like the Riddler, like Joker. You have to throw in. Here's an easy idiot.
Yeah. We're tired this week. We're gonna come up with this guy.
Just smack him. Just smack him. Hand him over to a police officer. You can go home and rest.
Right. So yeah, I think that's pretty good casting. That if that happens, for the most part, it's going to happen. So
I'll see it.
looks good.
There's a better picture of Quote Man.
Because I'll be fascinated, if he does get the role, I'll be fascinated to see what type of acting he brings to the table. That would just be...
I want the costume to still be like Affleck's, though. I don't want the armored anymore. I'm tired of the armored. Like, just give us that was the best costume. Although I heard they may tackle the original Batman costume with his cowl was kind of like Wolverine looking. Mm-hmm. So they actually might go for that. That would be kind of neat, I think, because it's like a beginning again. Yeah. So hopefully not quite a retread, but we'll see. Saw.
Oh Jesus!
It's going to get rebooted. David's very excited about this.
Yeah.
That's why he had him come on mainly because he is so pumped.
First off, the Saw franchise is not that old. It does not need to be rebooted. The first 7 or 8 films or whatever, the original set is fine. It didn't need the new one a couple years ago.
Jigsaw?
Yeah. Now you're taking a comedian. I get it. He's a big fan, but you're taking a comedian's idea for a movie. No. God, no.
Who's this?
Chris Rock.
Chris Rock is going to produce a rebooted universe, basically, for the Saw franchise.
They are bringing back the original producers and directors to help along and whatnot.
From the first one?
They're going to be executive producers, basically. Yeah. What Rock did was he had a pitch meeting, and they liked it so much that, they're like, let's do it. And looks like Peter Goldfinger and Josh Stolberger will adapt the script. Darren Lynn Bosman will direct it, and it's slated to release October 23rd, 2020. So, but to go back to the comedian complaint, Jordan Peele was a comedian, and he did Get Out and Us, and then Danny McBride and David Gordon Green did the Halloween 2018, which you liked, didn't you?
Yeah.
So there is potential.
If I have to eat my words, I'm okay with it.
I get it, though. When I first heard it, I was like, oh, yeah. Why? Then I was like, well, comedians are doing this now because comedians have a dark side of them.
Yeah,
look at their acting. I mean, they can really go there.
Jamie Foxx is going to do Spawn. So I'll wait for the trailer to drop and I'll decide. However, first hearing it, I'm not okay with it.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about comedian good movies, right? Bobcat Goldthwait is Dad of the Year with.
That was
Rob
dark.
Williams.
Yeah.
You want to talk about a dark movie? That guy should be writing the new Saw stuff. I mean, that was...
That's messed up.
His dad finds
Special appearance by Zed.
What was this? Autoerotic asphyxiation is basically how Rob Williams' kid dies or whatever in that movie.
I watched that movie after that happened, and it was hard.
Like, here I was thinking that in the picture is him smiling, looking off kind of like the 40-year-old virgin, so I think, this is going to be a great Robin Williams movie. No!
It's a dark comedy.
It's like super dark.
Look at Kevin Smith. He did Red State and he did Tusk. Tusk is messed up. I don't know if you guys
still have not seen it yet. I want to. I've been meaning to sit down and watch it. It's
messed up. It's so messed up. And it was spawned from a podcast, just shooting the
shit.
Yeah.
If you think about it, though, comedians kind of already live by this unapologetic standard, and so they could be one of the best.
They are from the dark, really. Yeah. I mean, a lot of them were mistreated growing up. So they're capable of doing it. So I know Chris Rock's mainly known for,
Madagascar and stuff, yeah.
But he did a movie, was it Top 5, I think he did a few years back, and it's actually really good. It was really refreshing. And it wasn't all comedy. It had some darkness to it. So the idea must be that good, that they're willing to
I read that it was intense and twisted.
Yes.
Whatever He's
injecting some of his wit into it, which I think the new Halloween, from what I've heard, had some more humor in it.
It had a little bit of humor, but it was, and they somewhat modernized it.
Yeah.
But still had the feel of the original.
Right, right. Yeah, Rock's a longtime fan of the Saw franchise, too. He's liked it since the first one. And his hope is to freshen it up, kind of like what Eddie Murphy did with the buddy cop films, like 48 Hours. Yeah. So, yeah, it is shocking. I totally get that. But it could put it back up there on the map, because I think after, I don't know how many Saws, it just kind of got...
It got a little old.
Yeah. But they still made money. Still made a lot of money. So
it's just, I mean... I don't particularly like scary movies because I go to be entertained. I don't want to come away from a movie being like, boy, I really hate having to run upstairs into my house with the lights on and then throw a pillow at the light switch so it turns off at night.
Or just be anxious the entire
or
time
just
that
leave the
you're
light
watching
switch
it.
on.
Like your whole body's tense.
Right.
And then it's over and you're like, okay.
Like, the only way to go see a scary movie is if you're just drunk off your butt. And there's no other way of doing it, because then when something happens, you're like, that's stupid.
Can we do that? Let's do that.
I go completely sober, and half the time I root for the bad guys. I sleep really, really well.
Have you ever seen the original Chainsaw Massacre?
Yes.
So stupid. And I say that in the sense where I'm like, why would you go into that dark
People
room?
had heart
There's
attacks
the
over
door
that
right
movie.
there. You could easily walk out that way. Why would you go in there? You're an idiot.
I still remember renting that with like 2 other friends, and we watched it, and yeah, it had a slow build up until the guy in the wheelchair got like basically pushed into the massacre guy, and then I remember that door opened in the house. Like, those were like big moments, and of course the end where the whole dinner table. More creepy than scary, I guess you could say.
I think it's because it was low budget, so it added a little creepy.
It's gritty,
to it.
yeah, it's really gritty.
There's just a lot of moments in that where I just thought nobody would really do that, though.
Yeah.
Nobody would do that.
Well, and I heard that about
Yeah.
I heard that a lot about scary movies. I mean, that's what scary movies are really known for, right? People are like, "Oh, what's that noise? I'll go check it out."
Let me go what?
I'll be
No
right
weapon.
back.
Shit, I
That's
picked
what
door
Scream
number
was
2.
so good at. They
Oh yeah, no, Scream was. They nailed it. They made these are all the problems with scary movies. Don't say this or you're gonna die. Don't, because people who do. Yeah, he had it all nailed. There's a formula to it.
Right.
But Scream really wasn't scary.
No,
as more of it was a period piece of scary
jumpy.
movies.
I don't know, but
it was more of a jump scare
than
anything. But it was still entertaining.
I'm gonna tell you this right now, since we're on the topic of horror movies. I thought that the Blair Witch Project was real for a lot longer than I probably should have thought that it was real. I saw
it in theaters. I thought it was real. Like, what the hell is going on? And then I found out that I found out that that it was really, it was all set up. However, that the people making it tormented the actors.
Yeah,
to get that real.
It was pretty much improv. They chased him in the middle of the night. They had no idea. They were being ambushed.
Those people were messed with.
No.
I mean, and it's a similar style to how was it? Cannibal Holocaust. After the making of that movie, the director had the actors go underground and disappear, and he was actually arrested for murder. He was going to go on trial and everything else. They were going to, he was going to go to jail or go
Eli
to prison.
Roth, I believe you're talking about.
No, that was
before them.
That's something.
This is
green.
back in the 70s.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
They labeled it a snuff film, and basically the director was
going to go away for the rest of his life. So the actors just popped up and be like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, we're alive! This is just a movie."
Yeah,
but those people were tormented in that movie.
Yeah,
with the original.
Do they have like some sort of psychological?
I don't know. I would imagine so.
I would. Yeah.
Because it seemed really real to me. I mean, I think I maybe
it's still scary to me just because
it was not real.
It's a mind.
Yeah,
it is.
And I don't like the woods, like especially at night, like camping in the woods, like all the noises you hear, like that to me is. You look at the earliest scary movies; it's all about sounds. It's not really about any jumps. It's just
what makes scary movies good is number one, it has to be really gritty and low budget, and that way when it comes into theaters, nobody really knows what it's about except for a basic premise, and so nobody's really talked about it. Nobody's hyped it up. No behind the scenes stuff like we have floating on Reddit or wherever nowadays. The other one is it has to be something that's relatable that you are legitimately afraid of. Poltergeist freaked the hell out of me to the point where that's why I don't like movies anymore like that.
They actually had not live at the time, but they used real skeletons in that one scene. They assured the actors like, no, these are fake. They're real skeletons. Yep. Yeah. A lot of creepy shit that went down around.
There was a lot of paranormal stuff on the set. The other one was The Exorcist. I remember watching that.
It was hard.
Yeah.
I didn't watch that movie until I was dating my current wife. She's like, "You've never seen that?" I was like, "No, I've always wanted to, but never have."
Really?
It was on Halloween.
I'm shocked.
And so we rented the extended edition where she runs down the stairs in a crab walk. My wife fell asleep.
Yeah.
Scared the crap out of me. Like, the movie I still slept fine.
Yeah.
But it just scared the hell out of me. It was a great
Good
movie.
dream.
Yeah. That movie, fun story about that movie. My dad, my mom, and my mom's friend went to go see that movie in theaters. And my mom's friend laughed throughout the whole thing. That woman's
That's
weird.
awesome.
Yeah. So now my dad was raised in a strict Christian household. So, my dad goes home and my grandparents are out of town. My dad, every creak in that house scared the hell out of him.
Oh,
he
yeah.
went over to my mom's house and like 1 o'clock in the morning, knocked on the door, and my grandfather let him sleep on the couch.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I think that if you really want to get scared, just watch a documentary on
Real life,
on someone who's a legit murderer,
Serial killer. Yeah.
What was that? It was another one that was made in like the 60s or 70s. It was a Japan one about the testing that they did on Japan people in World War II. It was like Standing on the Red Sun or something like that.
Yeah.
And that was another one that was almost labeled a snuff film.
Really?
Because they thought that it was actual footage from World War II.
Can you imagine? 'Cause
And
now we got the internet and you can question everything.
Right,
much.
right.
You believe like everything you saw, like World of Worlds. Remember when that first came out?
Oh, yeah.
They weren't told. Well, if you missed the intro, you thought we were getting invaded by aliens.
Yeah. A lot of people committed suicide.
That's
Like
insane.
people went crazy, and then you come to find out, no, it's just based off of a book some guy wrote.
Right.
Yeah.
That's insane. So yeah, when did that film come out?
70s or 60s, I think. But there's one scene that I've seen from it on YouTube. Basically, one of the tests, and this is based off of an actual story from these testings. They take somebody's hand and they put it straight into dry ice just to see what would happen, and then they smash it.
Yeah.
And it actually shows that in the movie. So, people back then were more innocent and didn't think, anybody would do that for a shock feature on a film. But
Right.
yeah, they'd put people in pressurized chambers and depressurize them real quick, and they'd explode. And yeah,
That's still hard to watch. Like License to
Wow.
Kill.
yeah,
Like,
they did some horrific testing over there.
More so
Well,
than
everywhere.
what Hitler did?
Well,
Here in
Yeah,
our own
well,
They would
country.
like shove things
just-
in people's penises and watch it
just
shatter.
remember, just remember, most medical
Sorry.
Do you have an
breakthroughs in
STD?
life
Yeah.
are based off of research
No,
done
you
in
had
the
syphilis.
1800s where it was today's standards would have been torture.
Right.
You.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, no.
Like doctors, like over the World War II, doctors took the Jewish community and did horrific things to them, but with that knowledge, we have made huge medical breakthroughs.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, I get what you're saying, and I always thought it was a
I'm not-
trade-off. You trade one evil for another. And
I'm not saying it's right, but however,
we did make some medical advancements that way. And
I just wanted to say the word penis. I'm sorry.
that's fine.
Okay.
is that the word of the day? So
Penis.
This isn't Pee Wee's
so
Playhouse.
Pee-wee's Playhouse.
After dark.
Well, say it. I
It's
can't.
funny
I can
that
say
is
it
the
here,
one
but I
thing
can't
that
say it
came
at
to
home.
mind, though.
My daughter
And I was
picks
like,
up
he
everything.
experimented
Oh, I
on
bet.
people's penises. That.
Have you ever seen the test footage of when we were testing nukes? We didn't know the effects.
Oh,
And
yeah.
They would send soldiers out to walk amongst the land that just
Oh,
got
yeah.
nuked.
Well,
and they all died of cancer, of course.
The British testing, they did it out in the ocean, and basically they had cruisers lined up in a circle around this atomic bomb. They
Right.
told them basically two things: get down on all fours and cover your eyes. And they said the weirdest thing happened when that bomb went off. They said it was a light so blinding that you could even see through your eyelids because it was that bright. And they said the other thing
Radiation.
is that the hands, when they placed their hands over their head or their eyes, it was like an x-ray machine. They could see the bones and the veins and all that stuff in their hands.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And a lot of them died. There are still reunions that they have and are strong opponents against testing nuclear devices. But some of the stories that they've told are quite impressive.
Yeah, so if you want to get scared, just dig into this stuff because
Yeah.
real life is a lot scarier.
It sure is. It sure
And this is the stupid stuff I watch when I'm on a trip, waiting for a client.
I'm glad you clarified.
Yes. Well,
So I don't know a lot of your Star Trek Next Generation fans. I'd say
Oh yeah,
Mitch,
Trekkie.
you
Yeah.
and me, we grew up on it.
Yeah.
Megan, I don't know what
I'm
you
gonna
know.
I'm gonna have to sit out on this one.
Okay,
and just
figured.
listen.
I figured.
This is not my forte.
Although you should watch. It's on Netflix. We need to give you a greatest hits list. Watch yesterday's Enterprise. That'll get you.
but is it your Will Forte? Sorry. I just had to throw that in there.
No.
So how excited are you guys for this Picard show?
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
I'm going to if I found a way to binge watch to get it without having to pay for CBS All Access.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
No, I've
You
got
better turn it off.
yeah, I've got 4 email accounts. Hold on, no, I just some of the, I got a bunch. They're old. I got 2 that I use regularly. I got 2 that are just really old. I've never canceled, and I have every other Thursday and Monday off. So if I get the 7-day trial on a Wednesday, watch a whole bunch of them on Thursday, and then the following Monday and cancel it on Tuesday, I can get through at least 1 season of Discovery.
Didn't I get you access to my account?
No, you didn't.
I thought I did.
No.
Well, I would have.
We set it up so that we could binge watch the last season.
You're not commercial free though, are you?
No,
I am.
I'm just going to recommend this right now
I'll give you
after saying
access.
this on what's going to be blasted out into the interwebs. You might want to spoof your IP address after this.
Are you excited about this, Mitch?
I am. I'm really excited to see how Picard takes on a role. I mean, this is years after his days on Next Gen. With so much history between him and Q and some of the stuff that they talked about in Next Generation, it'll be interesting to see where they take it.
Yeah, or if they couldn't really bring Q back because he's not supposed to age, right? Or see, that's the complex
Well,
thing
they
about
could
it.
de-age him like they could. Like
If they
Well,
like
Q-
Data will be hard to bring back,
yeah, Qs can do whatever they want.
right, Megan?
Data.
I think the only thing that they proved that they were immortal up until they faced some other race that was actually killing them.
Yeah.
There was a race that actually killed Qs.
Yeah, there was actually a war.
Really?
Yep.
Is this it?
I always thought there
where
was
is
just
this?
one
Or maybe it was
in
other
the novels,
Qs.
or-
No, it was in the series. Maybe it was other Qs. And I don't remember if it was Next Generation or if it was Voyager. There was actually a fight. The Qs were at war. I think there's civil war with each other because
Sure.
of Q, the one that we know, or maybe it was another race, something like that. But they were actually getting killed off until they finally made peace.
So I know, he crossed over on other
Yeah,
shows.
and then
so
and then the Q that we know from Next Gen, and a female Q actually had a child.
whoa.
Yep, they touched fingers and poof, the baby appeared. And somebody was like, "That's it." And Q looked at Q looks at him and goes, "What are you?" It was like, "You're such a pervert" or something. It was great.
That's it.
That's
The
hilarious.
sadness.
But yeah, CBS had this major presentation, of course, and they announced it's officially titled Star Trek Picard, and they actually showed a clip, which we can only get a still of the clip, but it's kind of him in a futuristic blazer, if you will, and he's basically unrecognized at Starfleet. They don't know who he is, and they have new uniforms you can see pretty clear, all colored, coated up top, black at the bottom.
You know what I'd like to get, and I don't mean to interrupt, is a silhouette of just Picard's head. So I can plate it on the back of my car.
Oh, there's even a better one. There's like a cup you can buy.
Not the shoulder, just the head.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, I think you have connections. You can make that happen.
I probably could.
Yeah, I bet you could.
Because I believe I now have the Picard cut for a haircut.
Yes. Yes.
Nothing up top.
Well,
a lot on the sides.
I actually came out with a new Instagram persona, Blue Shirt Picard. 'Cause I was on good friends of the show, the Doctor Who podcast. I was doing a live YouTube with them, and one of the people commenting on the show trying to figure out who everyone is, and he said Blue Shirt Picard, and so I was like, oh, that's catchy. I was wearing a blue shirt, and I put my pin on, so I wore this dress shirt that basically looks like in a way a TNG uniform, sort of. So yeah, anyway, big fan of Picard. He of course played this part from 87 to 94 in TNG, and then Generations, First Contact, Insurrection, and Nemesis. I am looking forward to it.
I think it's only supposed to. I think it's going to be exclusive to Amazon Prime.
It's going to be on CBS All Access, and then it will air on Amazon Prime overseas.
Oh, okay.
Netflix did with Star Trek Discovery, so they've changed that, which is a big deal if you don't have Prime. But you should get Prime. You can. There's so many things on it, and of course you're shipping.
Oh yeah, like once a month I go through it and see what's added.
Yeah, so Alex Kurtzman, who's producing this show, he said this will be a character study based on Picard, of course. It's a darker take, and things may have not ended the way we thought they did. Remember the All Good Things finale? Mm-hmm. Picard was older, and they kind of went on a they got the band back together type of mission, which was great. Yeah, I guess Picard wants a happy ending, no pun intended.
I would not have even picked up if you had not said that.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said it. Optimistic journey from the darkness to light is the goal for the show. So, yeah, the series style will not be fast-paced like Discovery. So I'm happy about that. Discovery's good, but it's really quick. It's like, da-da-da-da-da. They're just afraid, like, if they don't talk for a minute, you're going to be like, I don't want to watch it anymore.
My problem with these other shows, and I know that you're a big fan of Star Trek, whatever it may be, and so you give a little bit more leeway to these other shows. If they don't take their time to really explore stuff and really get a storyline going like they did with Generation and Voyager and even Deep Space Nine, it seems like it's just kind of like, oh, we're just giving fans a Star Trek. Now,
window dressing, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, and so to me, these new shows just seem like just that. Now we get Picard back and we get some good writing.
I hope so, yeah.
Then it could be something I'd be really interested to watch again. And it's not to say that these aren't good shows. It's just, with the little amount of time that I have, I'm very particular on what I watch anymore. So this seems more like window dressing to me than anything else.
I will say Discovery has had hardships because they've never really had a full vision for a season. They've been renewed for season 3. First season, they went through 2 showrunners. Second season, again with 2 showrunners. So this third season is going to actually have 1 showrunner. So it actually have a full idea, like, realized.
And that's why I like the Orville better.
Yeah.
It's a guy who legitimately loved Star Trek.
Yeah, and one time he wanted a Star Trek show.
Yeah, and so he knows how to write them. He knows how to add a little bit of humor when need be. And I
will say, with Orville, I like how the aliens are not all humanoid.
Yeah,
like in Mass Effect, there's an alien race that looks like a floating jellyfish, and talks and when they address the people, they're like, this one, blah 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 blah, and he did something similar where not everything is humanoid out in the universe. So, and that's what I liked about Orville.
Right, and I think most of the time it's because budget constraints. Because it's like we can't really go too crazy.
That drove me nuts in Star Trek. How everything is running around on 2 legs, and the universe can't quite work that way. However, I mean, I'm still a bigger Star Trek fan than I am Star Wars.
I am too. I mean, Orville. I think they can coexist. Honestly, I don't think Orville's a new Trek. Orville's its own thing.
No, it is.
Orville is its own thing, but it's taking the great parts about Star Trek and injecting them in.
Right, yeah.
No, and that's what makes the show great.
Yeah. Well, and I hope this Picard show does that. Yeah. I don't think Discovery's terrible, but yeah, I definitely have my criticisms of it, but when it comes down to it, like it could be much worse, and I'm just happy Star Trek's back on and they're investing into more shows. And I think we'll have other showrunners, writers on those shows. You're getting 2 animated series coming. One's for kids, one's for adults. Ooh. So it's very interesting what they're going to do.
And I like with Picard is this original storyline.
Yeah,
it's not this the rebuild. I mean, don't get me wrong. And it took a long time to come to this, but I do like the new story.
Yes. Well, and that's the thing. Stewart didn't want to retread what they did before. He wants to do something new. Yeah. He's an older man, of course, so it's like
But yeah, I like that they're keeping the original universe with him,
right?
Instead of crossing him into the one that's running now.
Yes.
I only hope that they add the tea Earl Grey hot.
They have to.
Yeah.
They have to. There has to be rules, guidelines. Yes. And he has to tuck his shirt. He has to adjust it.
Yes. Tighten it up.
Yes. And then play the flute.
Yes. While wearing a right robe.
Yes.
The other thing that might help him out a little bit is to take it off these all-access streaming things, because besides that, I mean, what other shows does CBS all-access really have that's worth anybody else watching?
They have a spin-off of The Good Wife, and they're trying to get more programming, but I get it. That's the only reason why I watch
when
all
you've got
access.
Netflix and Hulu putting on original programming that's beating
the Twilight Zone. I want to watch that.
Yep.
And I wanted to get into that, however, and I was really sad that this is the only place to find it.
Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah. Syndication's pretty much dead. It's like it's all on streaming exclusively. Pretty much.
The only thing I would sign up for CBS All Access, but the only thing we'd use it for is to pick up, like if I missed, well, Big Bang's over now, but an old episode of Big Bang or Young Sheldon or something.
But even you can do that on Hulu, though. I mean, you can get all those episodes.
Those aren't. No,
they take those off.
Mom's the only one that I know that's on there.
Oh, okay.
I think eventually CBS will take their properties, just like everybody else is going to do. And that's how they're going to have... You pretty much have cable again in the long run. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm still trying to avoid that.
Yeah. No, I am too. And I will avoid it. I will not pay $300 a month for streaming. That's just ridiculous.
But I will create multiple email addresses. It's actually a legit idea, though.
I was gonna burn through Discovery. That's how I was gonna do it.
Yeah.
Because I've heard good things about Discovery. I really wanted to see it, but I never got to it.
Yeah.
So and now that season 2's out, it's like, do I do this and I can burn through it and catch the episodes of Twilight Zone that I want to see, or do I just go rent Discovery and be done?
Yeah.
Be semi-honest about it.
I know, Guy. So we'll see what we can do. So that has already started filming back in April, and they plan to release it late this year. So I'm very excited about that. Bond 25. I think Megan can rejoin. You like Bond?
Yeah, of course.
Craig's really hot, right?
He is in an old man way, of course. Yes.
Yeah. He wasn't when they started.
But... No. Sean Connery is my favorite, though.
Is he your favorite?
Yeah.
I was going to say, he's our generation's Sean Connery. He's older than all the girls are like, oh.
He just was... he knew how to be sexy. Not saying that...
Pierce Brosnan's pretty sexy, though.
No.
Really? You don't like that meat on his chest?
No.
The hamburger meat?
Yep.
No. But Daniel Craig...
He can get his ass kicked, though. Let's be honest. Pierce Brosnan could get his ass kicked as Bond. He's got, no muscle.
No. He is without form.
That's why I like
virtue.
Casino Royale. He's Jack.
He just wasn't a good pick.
No, he was good for the roles that he was in, which were cheesy and, popcorny. But if you want a gritty Bond that's really going to kick somebody's ass, Daniel Craig.
Timothy Dalton's good, too, I thought.
Dalton had the look.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he had the bronze and the ability to really kick somebody's ass.
Well, it was refreshing at the time because you just got over Roger Moore, who was 60 almost. And he was
So he's refreshing.
Yes, refreshing. Very
beat your ass with my walker.
And I really like...
Thanks, Q.
I can't think of her name right at the moment. But she was in Pennywise, which I watched. She's very pretty. I cannot think of her
you're
name.
talking about the lady that was
Eva Green? Eva Green. Yes. Gorgeous girl.
Natural beauty.
So when for Halloween once,
Sin City 2.
I wanted to be...
You're welcome.
What was her name? Vesper Lynn?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I did my hair super long like she did and wore this black dress, and I was a Bond girl. Well, I was her.
You didn't drown, though, so that's good.
No, I didn't drown.
You didn't go that far.
No.
That was crazy.
But she does her scenes well. And her voice. They were sexy together.
That was great chemistry.
Yes.
That movie was just clicking on all cylinders. It's beautiful.
And if you ever wanted to learn how to play Texas Hold'em, I mean, there's basically a tutorial within the movie. That man's hands shows 2 kings. I think he's going to win here.
Then everyone can hear. Really?
You son of a... No. That was a great movie.
Yeah.
Daniel Craig was in good form. The action scene at the very beginning when he's jumping through stuff, doing that free
parkour.
Yeah.
I think that was amazing. To parkour. Yeah.
And that's the first time that we've actually seen a Bond do that.
Yeah, pretty much. Connery wouldn't do it.
Other than that, it was just drive a fancy car or shoot a missile out of your front bumper.
It's a balance. You got to find the balance in all that cool Bond stuff. And I think Spectre kind of went overboard here and there with it. Yeah.
I haven't seen a Bond movie in a while.
When was the last one?
I think the last one I saw is when he was in the hotel, whatever, made of ice.
Oh my God! Die Another Day. Okay,
that was terrible.
You will love Casino Royale.
Yes.
I know.
It's gritty.
I like the Bond movies. I like all that action.
That's
and whatnot.
a bad one. Yeah.
So no, I still enjoyed it.
It's entertaining.
I just never got never got back onto it.
Yeah.
You want to know what my favorite one is? Octopussy. Just kidding. It's not. I just like to
but it's fun to say.
I just like to say that.
Yeah. Well, they got away with a lot of things.
And look at you while I say it.
Especially the names of the Bond girls.
Oh, I know.
Sylvia Trench.
Pussy
Galore. Dr. Goodhead. Moonraker.
Dr. Goodhead.
Stephanie Broadchest. That was actually they made fun of that in Casino Royale. She's like, "What's my name?" when they had to do their aliases, and he said Stephanie Broadchest. She's like, "No, that's not real," and he kept it from her. So Yeah. Oh, there's a lot of bad names, but yeah.
You know, the other thing that was great about Casino Royale is I think it had the best opening song of all the Bond movies. Chris Cornell.
Did, yes.
Yeah.
I have that
the late
on
and
my
great.
phone, actually, and I listen to it from time
Great,
to time. It was
freaking
really
song.
It is
good.
a good song, and a lot of people don't like it.
I just didn't like
I dig it.
Adele I like Adele, but I didn't like that I didn't like her opening song in, what was it, Quantum Solace?
She didn't do, or wait, no, she did Skyfall.
Skyfall, that's what
But
it
hers was
yeah.
good because she actually said the name. That hasn't been for a long time with the songs. You can't always put the name in the song.
Sam Smith's song wasn't bad though either.
It was alright, yeah. It's kind of...
It was better than Adele.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't...
I always get confused. What's the correct pronunciation of
Adele.
that?
I say Adele.
Adele?
Oh.
Adele.
Okay, because I think of Adele, Iowa. I think of a farmer in Adele.
Ladies and
then
gentlemen,
I think
Adele.
of Adele Computer.
Oh.
Oh my god. Dude, you're getting Adele.
I actually have a helpful guide at my desk if you ever want to walk over here of Adele's.
I just meant I didn't like her song, not her name,
Yeah.
in the movie.
Well, the reason why I brought Bond up is they're currently doing Bond 25, and Craig just got injured.
Yeah.
So they were filming in Jamaica,
Woo!
which fun fact, that's where Ian Fleming wrote the Bond novels at his estate.
And doesn't
GoldenEye
Sean Connery live in the Bahamas?
I don't know about that.
I think he does. Google it. I think
You
it's a
li-
real thing. He likes
Really?
to be isolated. Yeah, he doesn't want to be bothered.
Hmm.
But I'm pretty sure he lives
Shocking.
in the Bahamas.
You know, blame him?
Hmm?
You blame him?
I'm looking.
I don't want. I've got money and I don't want a people.
You know what would be an awesome homage, and they probably would never do this because it would break code of Bond, but somehow have Daniel Craig meet up with Sean Connery.
Yes.
Like a history of double O's.
Are you ready for Mind Me Blown?
Yes.
Skyfall, when he goes to his estate at the end, originally it was going to be a retirement house.
A retirement housing for Bonds.
Ex-agents, and it would have been all the Bond. Well, it would have been Sean Connery for sure. He was going to play that part of Kincaid.
He really was?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But he decided not to. So, because it would confuse fans. And I think it would, because
007 it's a code name. It's not a
though.
person.
It's not officially. No, it's all.
Because you know how old that Bond would be.
Yeah, I know.
But
it's not a code name because.
So did Ian Fleming basically look at Doctor Who and say, I've got an idea?
No.
Okay.
I mean, that's because Ian Fleming was in those agencies and he wrote Bond for that setting, that time setting, the 60s. And so Sean Connery aged out, and that's when they had to start this. They never established a Doctor Who thing, but they just recasted the actor, and then eventually the actor had to get younger. So they kind of just done light reboots, but it's never. That's been like a fan kind of want, is for it just to be a code name, but it falls apart all over the place when you look at. He has the same backstory. Is that like a requirement for the 007? Like your parents have to die in an avalanche.
I could see Casino Royale being a soft reboot because they had some characters in there that hadn't been in since like the Connery days and stuff.
It's the first Bond book too.
Yeah. But to say that I think it makes more sense in everybody's minds to have it be a title instead of an actual name of a person with a number. Just because in the military, that's how things work. You don't just, well, you can because you can't, recreate humans or whatever, but
right.
Yeah,
I know. That's just kind of been the thing. I mean, they do reboots all the time, and they don't acknowledge it's all the same universe, if you will. So it's just one of those it's the story you got to pay attention to. Right. It's all connected. But I do get people wanting to do that, and people could do that. They could probably invent a character that would.
Pirates, the latest one was a soft reboot. If you really think about it.
Was it?
Yeah, because you have a new Turner and.
Mm-hmm.
Are they casting for Bond girls?
Not now. They are all casted.
I'm really disappointed that Rachel Weisz didn't get to be a Bond girl.
Who?
Rachel Weisz.
Oh, that's his wife. So
yeah,
it's probably
that is his wife in real life.
Right, but how awesome would that have been?
Well, they've been in a movie together before, Dreamhouse. It's really good.
That's probably where they met, maybe?
I think so, and it's actually a really good film. You wouldn't expect the type of ending that you get with it. It's definitely a mind twister for sure.
That's a movie I'm going to be watching.
Well,
it was on Netflix for a while.
There was a rumor she was going to be the female villain.
That's what I had heard too.
Films. That would have been really cool.
Her name has always popped up.
Yeah. Yeah, so, of course, after Craig's injury, he had to go back to the U.S. to get x-rays from his doctor.
Does he live in the U.S.?
He probably has multiple residents. Usually you do.
Okay.
When you're rich.
Yeah, of course, when you're rich. Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
The rest of us just live in boxes.
Yeah, pretty much.
I hate my country.
Wherever I'm
so
shipped
I'm
to.
moving to the U.S.
So he's no stranger to injury, basically. Casino Royale, he got 2 teeth knocked out. Quantum of Solace, he sliced off tip of his finger and tore his shoulder muscle. He took Skyfall off, though. Spectre, he injured his knee. So, yeah, he's no stranger to this.
Which tip of which finger did he slice off?
I don't know.
The one finger.
The one finger we
This
cannot mention.
Probably.
Okay.
The one you swipe with.
Oh, your pointer finger.
That's a bitch.
I'm
isn't
sorry,
it?
which generation did you grow up in? Because it's definitely this finger.
Oh. Now I get the point.
Oh my god. So this movie will be directed by Gary Fukunaga. Main villain is Rami Malek, who just played Freddie Mercury.
I worry about that.
Why?
Did you see Bohemian Rhapsody?
I did. Okay, I'm not worried about him. I'm worried about that because the last time that they did it, he was an alright villain, but he wasn't like...
Christoph Waltz.
He's got the looks to be a villain for sure. With those big
Rami
eyes.
Malek? Yeah.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
He does.
But I don't like this whole, he won an Oscar. He better be the next Bond villain. He's a good actor.
No, but he is a really good character actor.
Yes, I
So
will give you that.
Yeah.
So maybe this works.
And he's on Mr. Robot, too.
Wouldn't it be cool if he was Joker? I'm just thinking about the world of possibilities.
Yes.
So the usual players are returning for this. Leia Seydoux, who played Dr. Swan in the last one, she's actually the first Bond girl to return since Sylvia Trench, who was in Dr. No and From Russia with Love.
I didn't
How
think
come
there was
Eva
a
Green
strong-
doesn't want to come back?
Well, she's dead.
Oh, that's.
Did you
stupid
not
of
watch
me.
the ending of the
That
film?
was so stupid of me.
Something came up and she's like, oh, I'm sure she's fine.
Wait a minute. Plot
But
twist.
she's not
I didn't
really
die.
dead.
No, she's not.
My twin died.
They brought her back, but she is a.
She's a clone.
Cyborg.
Cyborg, there you
Yeah,
go.
there.
Cyborg. That's a stretch,
Pew,
but
pew,
yeah,
pew,
we'll go with
pew.
it, right? We could do that, sure.
I mean, they did it in Archer. If you've ever seen that animation series, you know what I'm talking about. Have you seen it?
It's a little easier to bring back cartoon characters.
But have you
Comic
seen
characters.
Archer?
No.
Oh, if you saw it, you'd laugh even harder about
Okay.
the character they bring back.
Oh, nice.
Archer's, yeah, I still have to see all that, but I get
It's
intrigued
so
by
funny.
seeing like the Smoking a Bandit type of theme they go by and the Bond theme. And
Now they have
They
Archer
do
in
it-
space.
it is-
Yeah,
It is a big Bond theme for sure.
yeah.
There's a lot that's where the tagline that Chris and I say all the time, which is "That's what she said," or phrasing. No, not sorry, phrasing. It's the phrasing
Oh.
because they do phrasing a lot there.
Mhm.
But
Oh,
also,
sure.
that's what she said.
Nice. Big return, Jeffrey Wright. He's going to play Felix
good.
Leiter, and
God, he was
said to
good.
be part of the plot. Felix Leiter. That's my Sean Connery. That's all I got. Officially becomes the first actor to play the character more than twice. David Hiddison held the record previously. He did Live and Let Die and License to Kill. So in this film, Bond's retired, and Leiter actually needs his help to find this missing scientist.
I
So
think I saw a trailer for it actually.
Is it already out?
what?
I think so.
What?
I don't
thought
think
so.
so.
I don't know.
Unless you have like a futuristic phone.
Or
Do you have one of those time travel things?
I
from
might time
Endgame?
travel.
I think that's what happened. Yeah, so this will be released in April 8th, 2020.
Maybe I didn't.
Or not, because he's injured now, so
Just kidding.
could be later.
Wait.
But
Bond 25 2020 official trailer 4 months ago.
fan made. It's not real.
probably, yeah. I thought I saw it.
Gotta love the fans, right?
Oh yeah. I know some of that fan
They
made
made
stuff
it.
is really good.
Yeah, it is. That's what sucks. Yeah, definitely go check out Casino Royale.
I will.
It's
I
really good.
want to.
All the Craig ones are pretty good. I even like Quantum. A lot of people don't. Recommendations, everyone.
Okay, you ready for this?
Mhm.
Okay. I don't know if you've mentioned this on a previous podcast, so I apologize, but I just recently saw it. and-
Field of Geeks?
Nope.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah, on our podcast, or your podcast. Extremely Wicked, Shockingly Evil, and Vile. That is on Netflix. That has Zac Efron in it. It's got
Oh,
Phil
Ted.
Collins.
Ted
Yes,
Bundy.
it's the Ted
Yep.
Bundy film.
Oh.
It's got Elizabeth.
Yeah.
Sexy Ted.
Yes. Yes.
Rockin' abs.
He is. Yes. Did you see that scene?
No,
You
I
know
just
what
totally guessed.
Oh, he definitely does take his shirt off. So,
You can kill me anytime.
but that's not why I liked it. I didn't like it because he took his shirt off. I liked it a lot because he took his shirt off. But Zac Efron, I feel like, is another actor who just doesn't he gets a lot of heat for being like a teen Disney star, but he is actually a really good actor, and he did a really good job playing Ted Bundy.
Good.
I felt like.
Yeah, I heard his performance was solid.
Yes.
How's the movie itself?
It's a little slow at parts.
Okay.
But it
feels hurried in the beginning though.
Yes, yeah.
And then it
does.
starts to slow down once we finally
Because
get
You
there's
kill
into
someone in the
meat.
first scene. And
They
then
do
you're like,
flashbacks, so they do, because the first scene, I don't remember the first scene, but they do flashbacks. So
James Hetfield is in it. From
Yeah, I
Metallica.
heard about
so
that.
is John.
Hey,
Yes, and he's really good in that.
He's the judge.
James Hetfield plays a goofy southern doofus.
Oh
cop.
no.
The guy from Big Bang Theory, he's in it. What's his name?
Oh,
Oh,
Jim
yeah, Jim
Parsons.
Parsons.
That's
Yeah,
odd.
he's the lawyer. Yeah,
It's gonna be hard for him to break that Sheldon character. Did you get distracted by it or
Not really.
really?
No, he really kind of came off as a Texas, or not Texas, a Florida hard ass. So.
Oh, okay, good.
'Cause that's
good
what
for
he's-
him. Yeah.
That's where the actual.
I mean, I'm
court
sure he's got
trial
enough money
yeah.
to live off of the rest of his life, but still, he probably wants to act. And
Well, yeah.
It was a very small role.
Was
Very,
it?
very
Okay.
small. Yeah.
yeah.
Game wise, I'm toying around with Conan Exiles now that it's out for PS4. Now that it was free last month, I'm looking forward to it Chapter 2. I've actually got two other guys that are gonna go see it with me.
That
So
looks nuts.
as soon as I can pre-order tickets, I'm buying them.
That old lady.
Oh my god, that was
Yeah.
great. And that's out of the novel.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't in the original film though, right? The TV
I don't
film?
think so.
I don't recall that.
I don't think she gets
Damn, that's
naked in
creepy.
the novel. I don't think
Whoa.
she gets naked, but she's there and she's all messed up.
You guys know what he's talking about?
She gets naked.
The
No.
It trailer? It 2 trailer?
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
The old lady?
Yeah,
And she's like,
That's
in
messed
the
up.
back, she's like,
yeah, she's like crawling like a
Yeah.
spider on the ground.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
thank
she's-
you.
Child's Play.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that one as well.
That looks good.
I was skeptical about that at first because it's just there's no soul in the doll. It's just a toy with a fucked up AI.
Yeah, yeah.
However, I'm looking forward to that one as well.
I actually got to see Tool last night. Amazing, by the way. Their new album's coming out August 30th. So if you're a fan of Tool, definitely pick that up. They played 2 new songs last night from that, and it sounds like they didn't skip a beat.
Rock band for everyone listening?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. Question if all of our fans listening out there, if they could help me. I'm trying to figure out if the new PlayStation 5 is going to be backwards compatible all the way to the original PS1.
I've
That's
heard
what
of
I've
that.
heard.
I've heard rumor. I'm just wondering if anybody out there with knowledge or close ties to maybe Sony could let me know. Because my wife is getting very angry that I have so many consoles and says I need to consolidate my console.
Yeah.
Send
Aggression,
us a
yeah.
prototype.
Yeah, so if you
Um,
could, if anybody out there listening in the blogosphere could just send me a yes, it's true, or no, it's not.
Well,
Sure.
help my
PS4
argument.
will play a certain PS3 games. PS3 will play certain PS2 games. PS2 for one. I've heard that it's supposed to be backwards compatible.
Yeah.
However, it takes a lot of memory and
Of course.
programming. And if that's the case,
Mhm.
if it really is backwards compatible, then I can get rid of my PS4.
Yeah.
And
That'd be nice. Yeah. I mean,
should
that
get
would
rid-
be a no-brainer to me. Like, just have one system, you know?
Well, then I think you all of a sudden you'd start seeing sales rocket again for certain types of games.
Because they could charge a lot for 5, and people will get it if they can do all that stuff.
Well,
Right,
and then
right.
Because I still have all my games.
and then you
I'd like to-
remaster the 3s and make them downloadable. The games from like 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, that could be a thing
You can
too.
remaster 'em.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
remaster them. Yeah,
Yeah.
we could do that. Sure. I'd like to know personally because I always see, fan art about the concept of 5 and what it can do and all that. I got one thing to recommend. I just binged this yesterday. Cobra Kai. I don't know if you guys have seen that.
yeah.
It's good.
Is it?
It's really good. I binged the first season yesterday, and then I got into season 2, and I stayed up late watching it.
Is that still on YouTube Red, or is that?
YouTube Premium now, but it was
Oh.
red when it first came out. But I got good news for you. They've been renewed for season 3, and the episodes will now be free. So you'll probably have to stomach commercials, but
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Doesn't bother me a bit.
really good though, man. Right now I get to view it through the premium commercial free. There's also cool features with that. You can minimize and go to black with the feature. So like at night, if you just want to listen to something on YouTube, you can just turn your phone to black screen and
Like what it used to do before they made an update to it.
yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
See, I listen to a lot of the creepy pastas and stuff,
Mhm.
and you're just listening to it. You're not watching anything really.
Yeah,
So that would actually be nice.
would yeah.
Select what I want to watch or listen to, and then just shut my screen off. And
Yeah. It is nice. It is a
Yeah.
really cool feature. I like it a lot. But yeah, great show all around. It's kind of cliche, but it's very entertaining. A lot of things are cliche in a way, but if you're a Karate Kid fan, you'll love it. It's better than a movie, in my opinion, because you get so much more character development, because you have hours of content now. Not to give it everyone pretty much knows, but Kreese came back season 2.
Oh, cool.
Really cool developments there. Check it out. They're like, I'd say average 30-minute shows.
Okay.
So you can knock a lot of them out quick, but
Right on.
definitely check those out. I'm excited about season 3. Good cliffhanger. So I'm really happy for these actors, Ralph Macchio and William Zabka. I mean,
Good to see him back.
Yeah, like 30 years later. Isn't that crazy? Like, they're in their 50s and they're getting this attention again. But it's not
Daniel's the bad guy.
Well, both of them are about the same.
Okay.
That's what's good about this. Like, you get to see their sides of the story, what happened in the past. But it's not just about them. It's also about, like, the next generation of kids, who attend their dojos and all that stuff. But really cool watch. Check it out. Yeah, that's all I have. So
Right.
Cool.
Thanks for being on, Dave.
Oh, yeah, no
Yes.
problem.
We'll be back next week. I'm Josh.
I'm Dave.
I'm Mitch.
I'm Megan. Take care.
Bye, everyone.